Judge. My name is Austin Davis. I'm from Lansing High School, and this is for the tournament in the week of March 27th. But more importantly, this is my info, Embracing the Blue Pill. And as the title suggests, Embracing the Blue Pill, many adults, not so much children, but a lot of adults are very familiar with the blue pill. And I think we both know exactly what blue pill I'm talking about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this bottle. Today, we're going to be talking about Viagra. Now, something we notice about Viagra... Okay, Judge, I'm not actually going to talk about Viagra for 10 minutes. That would be weird and gross. I know that's what you were thinking, though. No, I'm not going to talk about Viagra. Oh. Okay, now if I were to talk about Viagra, my visual aids would have to be pretty big, if you know what I'm saying. No? Okay. Well, the blue pill that I'm actually talking about comes from the famous 1999 film, The Matrix. And in this movie, the main character Neo is offered a choice between two different pills, the red pill and the blue pill. Now, obviously, the movie had to progress, so they chose the red pill. The red pill signified him rejecting the simulated world that he lived in, or the Matrix, to not only fight for his freedom, but for the freedom of everyone else trapped inside of the Matrix. Now, the blue pill, on the other hand, signified him just remaining in the Matrix and just kind of staying there. And to be quite honest, I don't know why he didn't just choose the blue pill. Now, besides for plot reasons, because the story has to progress, but he was able to jump from building to building to building, run super fast, and we even got to see him dodge bullets. Yet he chose to leave. Now, just like Neo, we ourselves find ourselves living in a simulation. Now, not exactly a simulation just like the Matrix, but our own very own simulation. Now, we should choose the blue pill, not like Neo, because we ourselves can take advantage of the simulation that we live in. So, today, I'm going to first be describing what is a simulation. Then second, I'm going to be describing what is a simulacrum. And then finally, how exactly we can take advantage of the simulation to benefit ourselves. Now, Jean Baudrillard, a famous French philosopher, stated that a simulation is simply a representation of reality. And he actually got this line of thinking from another famous philosopher. We all know him and love him by the name of Plato. Plato wrote his own story called The Allegory of the Cave. And as we can see with this cave, we had a character in there, and his name is Bob. And Bob has been trapped in this dark cave. But at the top of this cave, we see that there's a little bit of a crack. And in that crack, we see light. In this, we see that the outside world is reality, and the sun is able to shine down pictures of what's in the outside world, which cast the shadows. Those shadows are a simulation of reality. And Plato believed that it was up to the philosopher himself to actually free our main character, Bob, from this cave. Sounds familiar because the Matrix was based off of this theory as well. And Neo was our philosopher who was saving everyone from the cave. Now, what's another example of a simulation? Now, another example of a simulation is, well, right now. I'm not actually talking to you. Reality would be me talking to you face to face. I get to see you in the back of the room and I get to wave at you. However, I have to wave to you through a camera. Because of this, it's simply a simulation of me actually communicating with you. This entire tournament experience is a simulation, Judge. So, hi, I'm a simulation. Now, on to my second point. What exactly is a simulacrum? Now, Jean Baudrillard, a famous French philosopher, also wrote his own book called Simulacrum and Simulations. And in this book, he perfectly describes what exactly is a simulacrum and a simulation, but he also points out that Plato's reality is slowly beginning to crumble. A simulacrum is when the simulation begins to take over reality to the point where reality is no more. And this comes in 4 stages. First is the basic reflection of the said simulation. So we see reality and then we have simulation. Step 2 is where we slowly start to see that the simulation is getting a little bit bigger or a lot more noticeable. Step 3, we see that the simulation slowly starts to take over what we know as reality. And as you can see by step 4, the simulation completely takes over, leaving reality, if not a little bit there, completely gone and unseeable. Now, where do we actually see this at all? Well, we see this every day. With social media, we give ourselves an online personality. We live, breathe, communicate, and etc. through social media. And it's gotten very hard at this point to tell the difference between our online and offline lives. Social media simply has become reality. From Instagram to Facebook, Snapchat, even TikTok. We see that the social media that we live and breathe in has become our reality. Now, for a quick recap, first, a simulation is a representation of reality. And then our simulacrum is when that simulation takes over reality as a whole. Now finally, what can we do to actually manipulate the simulated world that we ourselves have created? Well, first, we can start with money itself. Money originated as gold, so we'll call this gold our reality. And then over time, we slowly began to see that we started using gold notes. And there would be a set amount of gold on these gold notes. You would turn in the gold notes and you would get gold. Those gold notes were the simulation. However, as you see now, we don't use gold anymore. Those gold notes have transformed into the paper bills and amounts that we see on a screen at this point. So where's the value? The entire point is there is no real value anymore. It's completely gone. The simulation has taken over and we can easily manipulate it, but we don't. Which brings us to the modern monetary theory, brought up by Stephanie Kelton and many other economists, not just in the US, but global. The modern monetary theory suggests that we can simply make money at any time we wanted for any situation. And I know what you're thinking. What about taxes? What about inflation? Well, when we look at it in a bigger picture, we ourselves created this money. And we have to think about it, the economy, as a faucet or a sink. Now, taxes itself is like the drain. And it's simply to make sure that we don't overflow and see that inflation. Taxes is not to give the government money because the government really doesn't need our money. We see the government spend trillions of dollars at a time and it really makes you think, where did it come from? They just created it. Even when we're looking at credit, let's say that you want to open up a pancake shop, but you need a loan. So the bank sees that you have good credit, so they give you the loan. They type it to a computer and give you, let's say, $300,000. Where did that $300,000 come from? It was created on that keyboard. We literally create money anytime we want at this point. There's nothing stopping us from paying off debts and continuing to just do exactly what we'd like. And furthermore, if we look at taxes as more of a drain rather than just giving the government money, then it's easy for us to be able to take over the simulation because we ourselves created this. Now, you don't obviously have to believe in modern monetary theory because a lot of people still think, well, there are too many downsides to it, even though we already see we could do this anyway. But the entire point is to open your eyes, whether it be from lowering social media time to even something else. It's up to you. But it's all about taking advantage of the simulation that we already live in. As, once again, it's our world. So instead of choosing the red pill and rejecting it, let's choose the blue pill and dodge the bullets and control our very own simulation. Neo might have made the wrong choice, but it doesn't mean you have to. Well, I had fun. It was neat. However, this simulation's over.